Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's ChrisXradio.
ChrisXradio.
What we need right now is a clear message to the people of this country. This message must be read in every newspaper, heard on every radio, seen on every television. This message must resound throughout the entire interlink.
And now, your host,
I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Chris X.
Oh, do I have to be doing a show with me Irish accent today? I'm a wee bit Irish. You know what they say. I better stop. Oh, my head, this show could go off the rails in a hurry.
I know what
Good
I would
afternoon.
say. You are redheaded, right?
Yeah, I've got a wee bit of the Irish in me.
You do.
Yeah, my
How
dad
long
was
you
like,
been drinking?
oh, that's the weird part.
That's the
you
weird
know,
bit.
that's the weird part is I don't drink, so they don't even recognize me in Ireland. They won't even. I come over there, and first thing I do is go to a pub and order a tea or something, and they're like, "What? Well, get out of our country, you spy!"
Can I get a Diet Coke?
You guys have Coke Zero here? Well, now here's a beer zero. Now drink it and get out of here. So that's about all you get over there. Good afternoon. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you who celebrate. It is another day of, what shall you say, Salancha. Salancha. Salancha, Gary. Salancha. There he goes. My wee heritage. Yeah, my dad's side was very Irish. My mother's side was very not Irish. So there we go. I'm just going to play this music behind me the entire show. Dun, 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 dun. Are you celebrating today? Are you wearing green? You better wear green. Today's the day. If you don't wear green, you might get pinched. And are you gonna? The other thing is, this is the day where everybody takes the opportunity to just simply go off and drink green beer. Which, it's funny. I used to wear. I was like, drinking green beer sounds like a bad idea. I mean, with that dye in it, sounds. And I thought, I was like, what am I talking about? They put dye in everything. I wonder if RFK Jr. is going to go after the green beer. I wonder if he'll do it. Oh, there we go. Here's some more Virus 7. I'm just going to let it keep on playing. Trump just announced a few minutes ago the MLK files are going to be released tomorrow. Okay. I thought he was going to be meeting with, what's his face? Vladimir Putin about, stopping the war. But anyway, oh, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome to Chris X Radio. I'm the aforementioned X-Man, along with my wee bit of a producer. And he produces a wee bit, but he drinks a lot of beer. His name is Gary Bohemoth. He has once again assumed control of the airwaves, and he'll maintain control, well, I guess until the beer kicks in. For the next 2 hours. As we come bearing that gift beyond price that is almost free, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the spirit of talk radio here on the program. Will you be drinking green beer and chasing leprechauns tonight? I think, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Gary's days of chasing leprechauns are behind him. I don't know. I'm just making a presumption, Gary. I'm just saying, you don't strike me as someone who's going to be out chasing leprechauns later. But the green beer thing, I think you may have some of that.
Have you got my Lucky Charms?
I think you got me Lucky Charms. I'm here to get me Lucky Charms. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated annually on March 17th. So I'll give you a quick history, which, by the way, a lot of people may not realize this. It was on the anniversary of his death in the 5th century. So way back in the 5th century, the dude died, and we still celebrate his death. Well, people just need an excuse to drink green beer. The Irish have observed this day since, as a religious holiday for over 1,000 years on St. Patrick's Day, which falls on the Christian season of Lent. Irish families would traditionally attend church in the morning and celebrate in the afternoon. Lenten prohibitions against the consumption of meat were waived, and people would dance, drink, and feast on the traditional meal of the Irish, bacon and cabbage. Oh, I know this is, a lot of people will go have the, cabbage. I don't like cabbage. Bacon I can eat. I like some bacon, not a lot. But it is St. Patrick's Day, so I'll take the opportunity to go have a burger and then a green Coke Zero, maybe, something along those lines. But if you celebrate, if you can be out chasing leprechauns, 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. All right, so Trump declares Biden's pardons of January 6th committee members void, vacant, due to the use of an auto pen. What? President Trump said Joe Biden's preemptive pardons, once again, preemptive, there's that thing too, for the members of the January 6th committee are void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, citing the pardons that have been given via an auto pen. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave, hold on, I need to do this like Trump, right? The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact they were done by auto pen, President Trump said. And a Sunday night Truth Social post. Man, he went off on Truth Social over the weekend, which he's got in the habit of doing. As soon as the lefties and the lamestream start thinking, okay, thank God the weekend's here. Hopefully Trump will slow down a little bit. We can go relax a minute. No! He's on Truth Social again. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he didn't know anything about them, Trump said. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those unselect committee members who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to an investigation at the highest level, Trump proclaimed. The fact is they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. Ooh, man. Trump's not backing down. And he's absolutely right as far as at least the unselect committee. They had this show trial they put on national television, and they went through there and they loaded evidence and did this. They had disallowed witnesses that could disprove the garbage they were pushing. And then as soon as it was over, they destroyed all the evidence, destroyed everything. Instead of turning it over, they destroyed it. Why did they do that? Because they are, in fact, part of the crookedest administration in history. Do you think these pardons will actually be vacated? Will it go through? Are we going to find out that Joe Biden wasn't even signing anything? That somebody else was just, here you go, use the auto pen, boom, good, done, next thing. Whoever was operating the auto pen was the real president for the last 4 years. It's crazy. So anyway, we've got a ton of stuff. Minority Leader Schmuck Schumer has postponed his book tour to security concerns after backlash for supporting the GOP's continuing resolution over the weekend. We told you they were going to cave. They did. They caved. Poor Schmuck Schumer. His own party now hates him almost as much as we do. Border czar Tom Homan blasted an Obama-appointed federal judge's decision to temporarily halt President Trump's use of the Wartime Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport violent illegal immigrant street gangs, telling Fox News that the decision defies logic. I'm sure you heard over the weekend, Trump was deporting illegal alien gangbangers, ones that rape, torture, murder, kill, do horrible things, put them on a plane and was sending them back, and some insane judge went, no, can't do it. Bring them back. Huh? What? Well, fortunately, they were already over international waters, so a little too late, partner. You missed it. So they just, what the hell is wrong with these lefties? These clowns. These people are so blinded and insane with Trump derangement syndrome. They're willing, think about this. They're willing to keep gangbangers from foreign countries here in our country. In fact, not only willing to keep them, they want to bring them back. That's how crazy these people are. What the hell is wrong with these clowns? 281-558-KSEV if you want to join us. In a viral video shared by both President Trump and SpaceX founder Elon Musk, NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, who are being rescued by a SpaceX mission after being stranded at the International Space Station by Boeing and Joe Biden, thanked President Trump and Elon Musk for their support in bringing them back to Earth. They've been stranded up there for how many days now? They were supposed to be up there for like 8 days, but then they've been stranded for 78 days, whatever it is. That's got to be a hell of a weird feeling, getting stuck up there. And then, not only that, the government can't come get you. Why not? Why can't we launch a rocket to go? They just refuse to do it. That's the problem. Joe Biden refused to do it. And then so Trump just goes, hey, Elon, will you go pick him up? Go give him a ride back home. Could you do that? Thank you. So he did that. And then, of course, immediately Donald Trump just says,
I love Tesla.
I love Tesla. You gotta love Tesla. And then you got clowns like Mark Kelly. He traded in his Tesla or something because he just protesting Elon Musk and Donald Trump. You know what I'd say if Mark Kelly, a former astronaut, if he was stranded in space, you know what? Leave his ass in space. We'll just leave him in space because he doesn't like Elon Musk. These people are clowns. President Trump confirmed that he is set to hold Ukraine war peace talks with Russia's President Vladimir Putin tomorrow, saying that land and power plants are among the items on the agenda, and then, of course, how a post-war Ukraine will look. That's coming up tomorrow, so we'll get information. And Trump also announced that the Martin Luther King files will be released tomorrow. So we'll see if this is better than the day one release of the other files, the Epstein list. I don't think you know what? I don't think the Epstein list will ever be released. There's too many high-profile, high-powerful people on that list. So, by the way, an update on lawfare update. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis has been ordered to pay more than $54,000 for violating the state's open records laws in relation to the prosecution of President Trump. That's right. So now she's been forced to pay $54,264 in attorney fees and litigation costs after intentionally failing to provide records requested by Ashley Merchant, the attorney who filed the motion to disqualify Willis from prosecuting Trump on charges of allegedly interfering with the 2020 presidential election. In other words, these people are trash. We told you at the time they were trash. They're still trash, and now it's catching up with them. All right, let's go ahead and take a break because we're way over. 281-558-KSEV if you want to join us. That's 281-558-5738. I, along with Gary Bohemoth, here on your St. Patrick's Day edition of the program. How many of you guys are celebrating tonight? Are you guys going to be going out drinking green beer? Chasing some leprechauns? Oh, you got me Lucky Charms. 281-558-KSEV. I'm Chris X. Don't you go anywhere. We're just getting started. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Chris X Radio on AM 700 KSEV, the voice of Texas.
This is Kevin O'Hara with O'Hara & Company Real Estate. The country and the world are changing for the good. If you're watching the mainstream media, that's not the message you're getting. They've been brainwashing you for years. Dig into the real news and wake up. You were born free and freedom was given to you by God. The word government is derived from the Greek words meaning to steer a rudder. That should tell you something. God put us here to love one another no matter what race, religion, or ethnic group. And I'll admit sometimes I have a problem doing this, but I'm working on it. If you need a real estate company, call O'Hara & Company Real Estate at 281-373-3393 or look us up on the web at o'harare.com. Also, if you're looking for a home builder, remodeling, patio cover, any type of construction projects, give O'Hara Homes a call at 281-373-3393. And here's my grandson.
This is Katie Martinez. God bless America and God bless Texas. One more thing. God bless my pawpaw.
Plumbing emergencies never happen at a convenient time. Nix Plumbing offers free estimates and free second opinions. Call Nix Plumbing and Sewer Services, 713-868-9907, or visit us on the web, nixplumbing.com.
NPL 38548.
Hi, y'all. It's Kathy from Baker Mortgage. You know, with all the scary stuff we've been through, it's still true that timing is everything, and the time to buy is now. But don't go looking without a solid pre-approval in hand. And this includes an application and a detailed discussion about property taxes. If you didn't have the talk, about property taxes, you really don't know what you're pre-approved for. That should make you wonder what else they may have left out. Mortgages are personal. Let's face it, we're dealing with your home and your money, and it doesn't get much more personal than that. When it's the largest transaction that most people will ever be involved in, imagine having someone on your side looking out after you. What a concept. We audit your closing statement to make sure you're not paying for things that you're not supposed to. Do you think your big bank's going to do that? Probably not. For all of your mortgage needs, call us at Baker Mortgage. I promise you'll be glad you did. We're at 281-313-MOVE or go directly to bakermortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. License number 263213.
Hi, this is Paul Betancourt. Take full advantage of property tax exemptions and protest your property values too.
Sign up with Betancourt Tax Advisors by going online to btanow.com or by calling Paul's professional property team at 713-263-6100.
Hi, this is Michael Miller. Join me this weekend for the Backyard Bay radio program, now at our new time, Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., right here on AM 700 KSEV, The Voice.
And now, back to Chris X Radio on The Voice of Texas.
It's funny, they're showing on the news the deportees to El Salvador, the bad hombres. I like how Trump brought that back. Trump was like, yeah, they're very bad people, or as I like to call them, bad hombres. Yeah, these are bad hombres. They're shaving their heads and shaving their faces. They're horrible people. And then and it's amazing what they've done in El Salvador. As far as cracking down on the crime and doing it, well, they've done a lot. So now these guys are over there. Apparently, we're paying like $6 million to El Salvador to take in these dirtbags, and they're going to take them. And we'll just see. But don't worry, the Democrats are siding with the deported migrant gangbangers. Don't worry, that's cool. The Democrats would rather side up with gangbangers and murderers than Donald Trump. That's the way they look at it. Think about that for a second. Just 1 sec. That's how they roll. All right. Welcome back to Chris X Radio. Glad to have you here with us on your St. Patrick's Day edition of the program. Salancha, are you celebrating St. Patrick's Day today? 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. I will not be drinking any green beer tonight or chasing any leprechauns. But I don't know. You know what? I can't say for sure on chasing the leprechauns. I'm sure I'm not going to drink any green beer. So I don't want any of that. But if for some reason I see a leprechaun and he's got a pot of gold with him, I might chase him. I might go see where he's going. If for some reason I don't show up for the show tomorrow, you'll know what happened if I found me pot of gold. Isn't that how it works? See, and I'm confused on the leprechauns because now, ever since that movie, The Leprechaun, came out, you have a different take. Now I'm kind of scared of them. They may not be the friendly little leprechauns that you think of. Maybe they're a little more scary. A leprechaun movie, The Leprechaun, was featuring a very young Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston before she became big on Friends and all of that. Yeah, there's the leprechaun. There's a leprechaun. 'Cause I'm the leprechaun. Guys, remember Wayne's World? Yeah, there you go. All right, anyway, so that's today. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I mean, Lord knows who's going to be out drinking green beer. I would say somebody like Rich Rosso, maybe. That guy. He's probably already started because he starts work at like 4 a.m. So he's probably about 9 green beers deep at this point and eating cabbage and You know what? I'm just going to eat Lucky Charms. I'm going to have that. And then, you know what's funny is I don't eat cereal. I used to, as a kid, I eat cereal all the time. Loved it. I haven't eaten cereal, and I don't know how long. It's funny. I don't know why. I'm just not a cereal eater. Some people I know love cereal, could eat it all the time. But I don't know. I'm not a cereal eater. So, I mean, I'm a cereal eater. I eat cereally. There that. So, but anyway, I did not realize that St. Patrick's Day is celebrated. It's on the 17th of March. Okay, I get that. But it was on the anniversary of his death. So, and the Irish have observed the holiday for well over 1,000 years. How long have we been observing it here in Houston, in America? I guess Houston's part of America. Oh, by the way, did you guys see what happened to Journey? Okay, Houston Rodeo is offering refunds after Journey concert was canceled on Friday. Yeah, there was like after their fourth song or something, there was a fire that burned up and blew out the whole audio, and that was it. I was watching a video of it, and everybody sang like the rest of the song, and then they were like, what's going on? What's happening? And there was a fire, electrical fire or something that just burned it up anyway, so they're offering refunds. Oh, that's got to suck. So the rodeo's so you can either, donate the value of your ticket to the rodeo or claim a refund. I wonder how many people are going to donate. I'm imagining most people are probably going to demand a refund, and then who knows, probably go see somebody else. It's supposed to be fixed now, so that's good. So everybody going off to everybody posting their social media pictures. They're all headed up to the rodeo. Something I haven't been in a long time. It's been forever. I used to go, when I say it's been forever, I have not been to the rodeo since probably, when did they move from the Astrodome? Because that was the last time I went. I have not been since they moved over to NRG Stadium. And it's NRG Stadium, not Reliant Stadium, which somebody was trying to argue with me earlier this week. And it is NRG Stadium, which kind of sounds funny. It should be like Energy Park. That sounds better. But it's not. It's NRG Stadium, I think. So anyway, all right, so there you go. There's enough of that. All right, so as I mentioned, Trump has declared Biden's pardons of January 6th committee void, vacant due to autopin. Do anybody think they're actually going to be vacated? Because this is of course, he was going after the unselect committee of political thugs. This is not the ones where his family members were pardoned. I'm pretty sure Joe signed those, just to be sure. If I remember, this is the first time ever we've had these preemptive pardons. Think about that for a second. Preemptive pardons. Trump, if those can hold up, if those are going to be good, Trump can literally issue a pardon and blanket pardon his entire administration. Anyone involved in the Trump administration is therefore pardoned for any crimes committed whatsoever over the duration of the next 4 years. Why not? Why can't he? If a president can issue preemptive pardons, which is what they did, I always thought you had to be convicted of a crime or at least charged with one. But preemptive pardons? So there's that element of it, and then the fact that it was done with an auto pen. I'm pretty sure Trump's actually signing his, whatever he's declaring, his executive orders, any pardons. I'm pretty sure he's actually going to be signing them. Does anybody think for a second that these pardons will be vacated? Once again, I can't wait to watch the left are going to come out in droves. You can't do this. You can't stop it. You can pardon people for crimes that they haven't been charged with. Huh? So, I don't know. What do you guys think? 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738 here on your St. Patrick's Day edition of the program. Once again, you guys celebrating. Let's go ahead and take a break because we're already up on it. And then, like I said, if you want to join us, it's a holiday. I have a feeling the calls are going to be light. So if you've been wanting to get in, today's probably a good opportunity. When you call in, you can ask Gary Behemoth how many beers he's had already. We don't hold it to just regular beer. Green beer, regular beer, doesn't matter. No, we have whiskeys. How many whiskeys he's had? You know what they say? Was it candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker? That's how he gets ready for his AA meetings. All right, 281-558-KSCB. I'm Chris X. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
Chris X Radio. Texas born, Texas raised. The voice of Texas.
Hey, gang, have you been listening to Steve Davis on the Total Wealth Academy radio show? It's a good way to hear about how to generate wealth and passive income for yourself or your family, because that's what they do over at Total Wealth Academy. Steve Davis and Total Wealth Academy, they've been teaching people how to use real estate to build wealth and secondary streams of income. They've been doing it for over 50 years now combined. So if you're just getting started, maybe you've got a whole lot of real estate experience, Total Wealth Academy can take you from where you're at today and help you start realizing those rates of return that are almost unheard of in just about any other investment. Check out the website, TotalWealthAcademy.com. You can get all the information you need right there, or you can sign up for one of their free sample classes or their member spotlight nights or their online classes. All of them are free to attend. It's free. You just got to go sign up at TotalWealthAcademy.com. It's your first step towards achieving financial independence via real estate investing. Now, I've known Steve Davis for almost 20 years, and I have watched him teach thousands of people on how to invest in real estate. In fact, many of them went from having no real estate to retirement using those very principles they teach at Total Wealth Academy. In my opinion, Steve Davis is the best real estate consultant in the country. He's right here in Houston, and he can be yours. Check out the website, TotalWealthAcademy.com, to get more information. And while you're there, don't forget to listen to Steve Davis on the Total Wealth Academy radio show. It airs Monday through Saturday at noon right here on the Voice of Texas. That's TotalWealthAcademy.com, and just tell them that Chris X sent you.
This report sponsored by Gallery Furniture. If made in America is important to you, come to Gallery Furniture. Buy it today, get it today. Gallery Furniture saves you money. We're going to start out on the north side where we got an accident. If it's on 99, in the managed lanes, and that's going to be accident. Well, it's got to back up both ways for about a quarter of a mile. So that's again North Freeway or North 299 North. I'll get it right. Westbound just before Hallsburg. 288 managed lanes northbound before Southmore, an accident on the south side. East side coming in from the Baytown area. I-10 westbound at Sheldon. There's an accident there. It's been there for a while. It's backed up to Wade Road. And 69 the Southwest Freeway northbound at Rice. Got an accident there blocking a right lane. Buckle up.
It's a sale so tasty on Simmons Beauty Rest Black Mattresses. It's even more tasty than these delicious Girl Scout cookies. Save up to $1,400 on Simmons Beauty Rest Black Mattresses right now at Gallery Furniture. Save up to $1,400 on Serta Perfect Sleeper Eye Comfort Mattress right now. Buy your mattress today. Simmons Beauty Rest, Serta Eye Comfort Perfect Sleeper. Gallery Furniture delivers tonight. You'll sleep great tonight. You'll have more energy. You'll feel better. You'll look better. Save up to $1,400 on Simmons Beauty Rest Black. Gallery delivers free today.
Is it time to sell your house? Well, then hire a real estate team that will sell your house quickly and for top dollar. That's the Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group. The team concept starts with experience, a drive and passion from Ronnie and Kathy Matthews, the founders. They built their team with specialists from every aspect of the real estate transaction, from the buyer's agent to the contract administrator to the marketing specialist. This team is working full-time to get your home sold and every detail handled professionally. Call Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group at 281-440-7900 or on the web visit thematthewsteam.com. Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group, your realtor for life. Call now for a free home evaluation, 281-440-7900. That's 281-440-7900. Or see for yourself and go online at thematthewsteam.com. I chose them as my realtor, and you'll be happy if you do as well. That's the Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group at 281-440-7900 or thematthewsteam.com.
That's the Ronnie and Kathy Matthews Group, brokered by EXP.
This is Jack Gonzalez, and if you're looking for great home health or hospice care for you or a loved one, then join me in Phoenix, Cannabal for the Avatar Home Health and Hospice Show this and every Sunday at 12 noon here on AM 700 KSEV, the Voice of Texas.
Let's be honest, no one ever thinks about their garage until it stops working. The problem is, worn out springs, cables, and rollers can break before they give any sign of trouble. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repairs. Recommended all over Houston, Garage Door Doctor is your trusted partner for all your garage door needs. Every time your garage door opens and closes, there is wear and tear taking place. If not properly serviced each year, a simple fix could turn into a costly repair. Let the experts at Garage Door Doctor tune up your garage door and keep it running for a lifetime. The Garage Door Doctor motto, honest, quality work at a fair price, isn't just words. It's the Garage Door Doctor promise. Because when you're with Garage Door Doctor, you're family. We never employ subcontractors to do our work. Our staff, including our own family members, will treat your garage as their own. Schedule an appointment today at garagedoordoctor.biz or call today.
And now, we return you to your regularly scheduled dose of common sense. Chris X Radio. Chris X Radio.
You guys hear Gary's traffic report? Told you he was drinking. Well, at least it sounded like he was. I don't know. No telling what he was doing. The problem is it's really hard when you set that green beer down in front of the board. It's really hard to get your hands around to go and hit the right button. So it just gets a little confusing there. But nonetheless, happy St. Patrick's Day here on The Voice of Texas. I'm the aforementioned X-Man along with... wait, what is this? Katie Man at center of FBI raids accused of being involved in attempted murder. What? Who knows? Okay, they got dash camera. So this was the one that was over off 99. I guess that was the hit job they were talking about. It's hard to keep up. Anyway, all right. Well, welcome back to the program. Glad to have you here. Are you going to be out celebrating? I bet you a lot of people are already out celebrating. Oh, I've seen some of the pictures on social media. Let's go look at Facebook first. We'll go look, see what pops up, like right when I just go. I'll say, okay. Polls overwhelmingly show Americans support Elon Musk and Doge. Well, suck it, haters. There you go. And then, oh, yeah, here's people celebrating already. They're already I don't blame them, I guess. When you can celebrate, go celebrate. I'm ready to go celebrate with a burger or something. That's what I'm ready to celebrate. And then, let's see, let's go to Twitter X. Ghost of St. Patrick returns to drive Rosie O'Donnell out of Ireland. Oh, that is so funny. Poor Rosie. Oh, she's such a schmuck. Rosie's such a jerk. She just talk about completely engulfed in Trump derangement syndrome. She'll never recover, ever. And Trump did. Trump said supposedly tomorrow they're going to be releasing all of the JFK files. All right, so, and then watching these reporters try to interview Tom Homan, and Tom Homan just hammers them. Like they're using an antiquated law that hasn't been used in many years. And Tom Homan was like, do we still follow the Constitution? It's not as old as the Constitution. And then just walks off. That guy, I believe over time, is going to be revered as, I don't know, talk about a great American. And some people are like, no, it's terrible, man. He's deporting these people. No. He's deporting invaders to our country. The vast majority of the people that he is deporting, he's not deporting anyone. He's just going and facilitating the transaction, we'll just say. He's doing that. The fact that he's doing that is literally huge. It's really huge. All right, anyway, welcome back to the program. 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. All right, so Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, or some might call him Schmuck Schumer, is postponing his book tour due to security concerns after backlash for his support of the GOP's continuing resolution. You know, they had the resolution vote last week. He flipped on it He was against it, and he said, all right, I'm going to vote for it because it's better to save the country than it is to whatever. Then again, these are the same clowns that are trying to use the filibuster so that they want to get rid of whatever. But nonetheless, he did. And despite pushback from members of his own party, he ultimately caved and announced that he would vote for cloture of the bill to fund the government, ultimately avoiding a government shutdown. Even President Trump applauded Schumer for doing the right thing on social media. Said it took guts and courage. Trump wrote on Truth Social, the big tax cuts, LA fire fix, debt ceiling bill, and so much more is coming. Trump continued, encouraging Congress to all work together on that very dangerous situation. A non-pass would be a country destroyer. Approval will lead us to new heights. Again, really good and smart move by Chuck Schumer. By Senator Schumer, he said. This could lead to something big for the USA, a whole new direction and beginning. Trump added, poor schmucky Schumer. His own party now hates him as much as we do. Now, see, here's the funny thing. Despite that, do I like him any better? No, I still can't stand the guy. He's still a complete dirtbag. He was just worried about his own skin. Don't think these guys have an epiphany all of a sudden and just, well, we're going to do the right thing because it's the right thing. That's not why they do it. They're going back and looking at the poll and going, you know what, if you vote against this, this is going to hurt us big time. So he does that. But the funny part is you got the morons in his own party. The morons in the Democrat Party, the Jasmine Crockett's, the AOCs. There was a poll came out saying that the AOC is the future of the party. I only hope, but I don't. Those people are clowns. So that doesn't surprise me. But I only hope that they make them the leaders of their party. You want a party that's going to go into the dustbin of history pretty quickly? That could be it right there. That could do it. Just put these radicals, and they're radicals. Everything they stood for 2 years ago, they're completely against now. They were completely for, getting rid of the filibuster 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That was it. We got to get rid of it. 2-3 years ago, we got to get rid of the filibuster. Got to kill it. Got to let it go. And then now they're, oh, no, but it was different. Yeah, it's different. That was the whole point. Morons, your bus is leaving. Yeah, it's different now. Yeah, you're right. They're not in charge now. So that's the difference. It's astonishing to me watching these. Let me rephrase that. It's not astonishing to watch these lefties go crazy and do this, these politicians, for them to do a complete 180 on what they were trying to do. Stack the Supreme Court, want to get rid of the filibuster, wanted to do all these things. And then now that they're not in charge, well, of course, now we have to have it. Well, had you gotten rid of it, had you gotten your way last time, listen, you're an idiot. The thing that shocks me, which I guess it's not as shocking because their popularity is in the tank and less people are now following the Democrat Party because of those sorts of things. The fact that those actions aren't covered up by the lamestream media. Well, they try, but nobody watches them anymore. Everybody gets their news off the internet now. So they don't control the internet quite to the degree they once did. That goes for Twitter. They don't control that. And this stuff is pointed out regularly. You can easily go find a video of AOC doing a 180 on all the issues she stood up for, 2 years ago, now that they're not in charge. It's kind of amazing how that works out, but that's exactly what she's done. And that's what they're going to continue to do. I wonder at what point, because things are cyclical, things will eventually change, as they say, but as we keep going so far, once again, we're only a couple months into this, the whole second season of the Trumpocalypse. So as this is going, Trump seems to be getting more and more popular. The more he goes and tries to deport gangbangers, raping and killing young women and murdering people, and then the left jumps out of their skin to try to bring those people back and fight them. You guys are America last on every front. They literally hate the people. They hate you. The Democrat Party hates you. They hate the people that are even standing up for them. They don't even like them, but they're too stupid. But they really hate you, and they really hate me. You know why? You know why they hate us? Because we don't shut up and do as we're told. We're like, but hey, that's a bad idea to allow, people to just come flooding into our country without any, vetting. That's a real bad idea. It sounds like a terrible idea. No. That's it. We hate you now. That's where we are in society as the left. They're on the side of criminals and gangs and illegals and everybody, the last person in the world that they consider are American citizens, while running around saying they're doing it all for America. They're doing it all for the American citizens, for you and your children. This is what we're doing it for. We're importing gangbangers into our country because of you and your children. That's why. That's what we need. That's what. I can't believe you guys don't understand it. It reminds me of that scene in Office Space when the guy was in there and he was being told to justify his job. And he was like, I can't believe you people don't get this. You people don't understand it. The problem is people are actually understanding it. And it's not going over well with the Democrat Party. It's not helping them. It is beginning to really hurt them. And they haven't figured it out. They still haven't figured it out. They're still going headlong into the same direction they've been going. That's the amazing part of it. And I don't know at what point that's going to change, if ever. Anyway, okay, we're overdue for a break. So let's go ahead and take a break. 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738. If you want to join us today, well then, phone lines are open. So if you want to get in, now's a good chance. It is St. Patrick's Day, so there's a lot of people already out celebrating. Like I said, I think I'm going to celebrate with a cheeseburger tonight. I don't know. Sounds good. There's a new place I'm going to try out. I don't want to say the name of it because I don't want you guys going and overrunning it before I get there. So I'm going to go try it out, and I'll let you know tomorrow, maybe. Find out if it's good or not. We'll see. All right, 281-558-KSEV. I'm Chris X. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Chris X Radio.
Everyone knows the BBB is the Better Business Bureau, but depending on what you need, it's the Better Plumber Bureau, the Better Auto Mechanic Bureau, the Better Accountant Bureau. That's because the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better check that business out first so you don't get ripped off bureau. Be smart. Always look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hey, are you feeling the impact of the recent changes in the timeshare industry? Well, my friends at Lone Star Transfer, they are the only company I trust to help you. Now, they have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and they have thousands of five-star reviews. Now, their customer service is their top priority. Now, for a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, call now at 833-594-0075. That's 833-594-0075. On the web, it's LoneStarTransfer1word.com.
Tune in to the Ray Massey Reverse Mortgage Show each Friday at 1 p.m. and Saturdays at 3 p.m. with Treybo Mortgage. Or call Ray directly at 855-266-1600 or online at reversemortgages4Texans.com.
And now, back to Chris X Radio. Chris X Radio on the voice of Texas.
You know, it's funny. I know we've talked about this The version of this song, Thunderstruck by AC/DC, done by two cellos. If you've not seen it, go watch the video. The video's hilarious. It's great, but it's excellent. Those guys do a phenomenal job on it. In fact, I think they've made a career now because of that. That's lightning in a bottle. And that's done pretty well when they hit it just right. So if you get a chance, go, I would play but you're not going to get it. You get to hear the song. It's awesome. But it's pretty solid. All right, welcome back to Chris X Radio here on your Happy St. Patrick's Day edition of the program. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Are you celebrating today? Are you going to be drinking green beer or chasing leprechauns tonight? I think Gary Behemoth is going to chase a leprechaun or two. 281-558-KSEV, 281-558-5738 if you want to join us. Okay, so this story's pretty interesting. So border czar Tom Homan blasted an Obama-appointed federal judge's decision to temporarily halt President Trump's use of the Wartime Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport violent, illegal immigrant street gangs. Telling Fox News that the decision defies logic, and he's right, it does. Why any judge, once again, you talk about America last. No, you're not allowed to deport gangbangers illegally in your country committing crimes. What? If you can't deport them, then who can you deport? Oh, so that's right. They don't want anyone deported. Why? Because they think they can get these people's votes. They can set them up, get them on the goal, the dole, and then that's the goal. Do that. Quote, who in their right mind, whether you're a judge or not, wants to allow TDA, the Tren de Aragua, a recognized terrorist organization sent here by the Maduro regime to create havoc, to unsettle the United States through the use of fentanyl, to kill thousands of Americans, violence to American citizens, raping and murdering young women in this country? Homan asked that earlier today on Fox and Friends. Said President Trump is going to make this country safe again. He's going to do it one illegal alien at a time. He also argued Trump has the right to invoke the authorities of the Alien Enemies Act to apprehend members of the violent illegal immigrant gang, gangs like Tren de Aragua and MS-13. Says the actions of President Trump are to make this country safer. That's his job. As American president, we've gotten so whacked out of proportion because of the Democrats the way they are. They've got to where it's anything but making it safe. You make everything worse for Americans. That's how it goes. You take all of our tax dollars and you squander it. You just blow it on stupid stuff that we're not allowed to have any oversight over, and then you just sit there and Americans get stuck with it every time. So the actions of the president make this country safer. That's what America voters voted for. Yeah, they did. And if they keep going the same way, they're going to keep voting that way. That's our mandate, and the president is keeping his promise, he said. Homan said the flight, which landed in El Salvador, was already in international waters when the ruling was issued. Said, what a beautiful thing to see about the flight reaching its destination, calling the use of the wartime law a game changer for authorities. What the hell is wrong with these crowds, these clowns? They're just these lefty judges. We're just going to stop. No. We're going to continue. We're going to keep allowing illegal aliens into the country. We want them in our country. We want illegal gang members of violent, horrible gangs that do terrible things to people. In fact, not only do we want them in our country, if you try to fly them out, we want you to turn that flight around and bring them back. What? They keep making decisions like that. All they're going to do is keep strengthening the resolve of the other side. And that's us. We're the other side. Somebody that cares about Americans. It boggles the mind. Anyway, 281-558-KSEV. Let's go to the phones, pick up with Bart, listening in Spring. Bart, thank you for hanging on. Welcome to Chris X Radio.
Hey, Chris. I know you're the conspiracy expert with all the UFO stuff. I was asking Gary what your prediction would be when they release the JFK files tomorrow. What do you think they'll find? He thought it was the MLK files.
No, tomorrow's the JFK files, so I may have said it wrong earlier. I probably threw him off.
Too much green beer, I think, or something. But
yeah, I think you're right.
What do you think they're going to find when they release those?
Honestly, I don't know if we're going to get really anything relatively new. It's probably going to be a whole lot of really nothing really shocking. From what I heard, I remember watching an interview with Kash Patel, and he's read the files and seen them, and he said he goes, there's some stuff in it. He goes, but it's not what you think. So and basically what he was doing was saying it's not going to be the big this huge thing that's going to shock everyone. So that may be, but I don't know. And like I said, with the Epstein files, they were supposed to release all that, and that was a big nothing burger because supposedly they didn't get all the files. So we'll wait and see how this one plays out. But I'm hoping this one plays out a little better. At least we get the actual files tomorrow and people can get some information. But at this point, I'm kind of patiently waiting. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too. I would like to know who is behind it because I know that they had more than one shooter, and I know that LBJ and some of those people were trying to take power from JFK. They thought he was communism soft and everything, but I think he didn't like Israel either. So I'm wondering what it will be in the files, but probably none of that stuff will be in it.
Yeah, in fact, you just touched on something that would be the most fascinating to me. If we find out there was, in fact, because a lot of people believe it, that there was, in fact, more than one shooter, there was, multiple shooters or whatever, that's going to be very interesting. And then, of course, I guess if we find out any information regarding Lee Harvey Oswald, was he actually just a patsy? Was he involved? To what degree? I've been to the 6th Floor Museum, and I'm a pretty good shot with a rifle, so easily I could have done what he did. Because, like I said, it's a turkey shoot from that. Have you been to the 6th Floor?
Single action bolt rifle?
Yes, with any rifle whatsoever you give me.
He got 3 shots off and hit three times.
Yeah, supposedly. That's so. But the car was moving. Have you ever been to the museum, Bart?
Yeah, I went to Book Depository. I went to whatever they call that center right there in Dallas.
Yeah, when you get up there and if you look. And I guess maybe because I've been raised around rifles and shot them my whole life, I'm a very good shot with a rifle. I'm not a sniper, but Lee Harvey Oswald was a sniper. He was a very mediocre one in the Marines. So he was a sniper, in fact. So when you look at it from that aspect, okay, but you can see the road comes directly underneath you, but then as it tapers off and it's going away, it's a straight shot as he's going all the way until it goes to cross under the freeway or whatever it is over there. So he's got, depending on what kind of shots. But that being said, there's a whole lot of people believe, were those, what was it, the 8 missing frames or whatever it was from the Zapruder film.
The Zapruder films.
Yeah, there's some other things there. That's going to be very interesting because, it just, of all things, just so happened those frames right there that would show, potentially something else. So thank you for the call, Bart. It's going to be very interesting to see what we find out. So I'm once again, I'm patiently optimistic, hoping we get, some information. At least I'd like to know if we've been lied to. Would they come out and say, hey, listen, the agencies were behind this? I don't know if we're going to get that. So we shall see. But supposedly last time Trump was going to turn it over, was going to do it. And he got talked out of it, supposedly by Mike Pompeo, of all people. So tomorrow will be an interesting day if, in fact, we do get some information. Thanks for the call, Bart. All right, hour number 2 is up next. We'll be right back.